Lately, you have been carrying more than you were ever meant to carry. I see it in the worries that follow you throughout the day. I see it in the thoughts that refuse to let you rest. I see it in the burdens you keep trying to manage on your own. There is always something demanding your attention, a problem that needs an answer, a responsibility that feels heavy, an uncertainty that keeps returning to your mind. And little by little, the weight has become exhausting. You try to stay strong. You tell yourself that you can handle it. You keep pushing forward because you do not know what else to do. But I see the weariness that others do not see. I see the pressure you carry behind your smile. I see the fears you rarely speak about. I see the moments when you feel overwhelmed and wonder how much longer you can keep going. Nothing about your struggle is hidden from me. I know the thoughts that keep you awake at night. I know the questions you wish you had answers to. I know the situations that feel too heavy for your heart. And today, I want you to hear me clearly. You do not have to carry all of this alone. There are burdens that were never meant to rest entirely on your shoulders. There are worries that have been stealing your peace for far too long. There are fears about tomorrow that are preventing you from living today. You keep trying to hold everything together because you are afraid of what might happen if you let go. But I did not create you to live under constant pressure. I did not create you to carry the weight of every possible outcome, and I did not create you to walk through life's difficulties by yourself. I have been beside you through every challenge. I have seen every tear. I have heard every prayer, and I am still with you now. So before you continue carrying what is weighing down your heart, pause for a moment and listen. Because there is something I want you to understand. Not everything depends on you. And you were never meant to carry this burden alone. For a long time, you have been trying to carry things that were never yours to carry. You have been carrying worries about tomorrow before tomorrow even arrives. You have been carrying fears about situations that have not happened. You have been carrying the weight of unanswered questions, hoping that if you think about them long enough, you will finally find peace. But that peace has not come. Instead, your heart has grown tired, your mind has grown restless, and the burden has become heavier with each passing day. I never asked you to carry the entire future on your shoulders. I never asked you to have every answer before taking the next step. I never asked you to control every outcome, yet so often, that is exactly what you try to do. You replay situations in your mind. You imagine every possible scenario. You search for certainty where certainty cannot be found. And all the while, the burden becomes heavier than it needs to be. Listen carefully. Not everything depends on you. There are battles that belong in my hands. There are doors that I will open in my timing. There are answers that I will reveal when the moment is right, and there are burdens that become lighter only when you finally trust me enough to release them. I know that letting go is not easy. You fear that if you stop worrying, you will lose control. You fear that if you stop carrying the burden, something will fall apart. But worrying has never given you control over tomorrow. It has only stolen your strength for today. I do not ask you to ignore your responsibilities. I do not ask you to stop caring. I do not ask you to become passive while life moves around you. I ask you to stop carrying what belongs to me. I ask you to trust that I am already working in ways you cannot see. I ask you to remember that my strength is greater than your weakness. And I ask you to believe that I can carry what is crushing your heart. You have been trying so hard to hold everything together, but you were never meant to do it alone. That is why I am calling you to bring your burdens to me. Bring me your fears. Bring me your uncertainties. Bring me the problems that seem impossible to solve. Bring me the situations that keep you awake at night. Do not carry them by yourself any longer. Because I have not abandoned you, I have not forgotten you. And I am not asking you to walk through this season alone. I am asking you to trust me with what is too heavy for you to carry. So today, I want you to stop for a moment and ask yourself a simple question. What have you been carrying that you need to place in my hands? Is it a fear about the future? Is it a burden that has been weighing on your heart for months? Is it a situation that feels impossible to fix? Or is it the exhausting belief that everything depends on you? My child, I never intended for you to live under that weight. I never intended for you to spend your days consumed by worries about tomorrow. I never intended for you to carry responsibilities that are too heavy for your heart, and I never intended for you to walk through life's struggles without leaning on me. Yet I see how hard you have been trying. I see the pressure you place on yourself. I see the exhaustion that comes from constantly holding on. And I see how desperately you long for peace. That peace will not come from having all the answers. It will not come from controlling every outcome. And it will not come from solving every problem before it appears. True peace begins when you trust me with what you cannot control. It begins when you stop carrying burdens that belong in my hands. It begins when you remember that I am already working beyond what your eyes can see. You may not know what tomorrow holds, but I do. You may not see the path ahead, but I do. You may feel uncertain about what is coming next, but nothing about your future is uncertain to me. I am already there. I am already making a way. I am already working in places where you see only obstacles. So take a deep breath, release the burden you have been carrying, release the fear that has been stealing your peace, release the pressure to have everything figured out. And trust that I am more than able to carry what is too heavy for you. You do not have to be strong every moment. You do not have to have every answer. You do not have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You only need to take the next step with me, one day at a time, one prayer at a time, one moment of trust at a time. And whenever the burden begins to feel heavy again, remember this: I am with you. I am for you. I am carrying you even when you feel weak, and there is nothing you are facing today that is greater than my strength. So place your worries in my hands and let your heart rest, because you were never meant to carry this alone.